The Solomon Islands' complex and bloody history could shed some light.
The Solomon Islands have actually had a lot of political strife going all the way back to when the Spanish first arrived.
It was them who named the islands the Solomon Islands because they thought they were going to be the source of the fabled King Solomon's gold.
Instead of gold, the Spanish discover a tropical archipelago of 900 islands, ruled by dozens of different tribes.
In the 19th century, the British take over and smashed all of these different cultures and islands and turned it into one country. And what it did was sow the seeds for violence and warfare later on.
During World War II, the Japanese seized several of the islands, establishing naval bases to support their campaign against the U.S. When American forces retake the islands, 30,000 die, and the seabed around the wreck in the image claims another 100 ships.
The islands are actually pretty notable because they're the first landmass recaptured by the Americans from the Japanese.
The arrival of the Americans also affected the culture of the Solomon Islands, suddenly gave them the seeds of their own independence and their own ability to look after their own destiny.
It's not until 1978 that the Solomon Islands gain independence. In 1998, centuries of brewing ethnic divisions boil over.
A man is kidnapped and beheaded in the central square of one of the towns.
From there, everything erupted.
Different ethnic groups are fighting each other. So it's a really messy, really nasty situation.
The ensuing civil war leaves hundreds dead and thousands in dire poverty. And then the islanders discover a multi-million-dollar ship laden with valuable goods has crashed into the reefs.
This cruise ship arrives off the islands and it's completely stripped bare. Even the windows have been removed. It's absolutely worthless.
At that point, it was decided that it would be far more expensive to try and salvage this ship than it would be just to leave it.
2 decades later, the ransacked wreck is a disturbing reminder of the violence that plagued these islands for centuries.
And it represents, in a sense, a tombstone to the colonial era that can be seen from space.